Good morning, everyone. In this week's Torah portion, Jacob is about to pass away, and he summons his son Joseph, who's the viceroy of Egypt, and says, "Before I die, do me a favor. I want you to take me for burial to the land of Israel. I don't want to be buried in the land of Egypt. I want you to take my coffin to be buried in the ancestral plot of the cave of Machpelah in Hebron." And Joseph, as a good son, says, "Yes, I will do exactly as you told me to do." But then Jacob says to Joseph, "I want you to promise me. I want you to take an oath, a vow. I want you to swear to me that you're going to do this." And of course, Joseph takes a vow that he's going to bury his father in the land of Israel. And the question is, why didn't Jacob trust his son? His son said he would do it. Why did he say, "You must take a vow"? And Rashi asked this question, and Rashi answers that Jacob had foresight, and Jacob saw that when the time would come to bury him, Pharaoh would object, and Pharaoh would say, "No, we want your dad, who was a very famous, distinguished person, to be buried here in Egypt." And therefore he wanted to give his son Joseph the strength, the determination, the fortitude to muster all of his power to insist that his father be buried in the land of Israel, because I promised my father. And that's exactly what happened. We see later that Pharaoh tried to object, and Joseph said, "I promised my father, I must do it." And indeed, the word for oath in Hebrew, shavua, has the same meaning as the word to empower. Because when someone takes an oath, they're saying, "I am committed, determined, and I will not let anything stand in my way." And indeed, we find that when Jacob blesses Judah, who is going to be the leader of all the brothers, the blessing is, "Your teeth shall be white like milk." And our rabbis in the Talmud explain this, that it doesn't just mean that you'll have such an abundance of milk that your teeth will be white. But the Talmud says that your teeth are even greater than white milk. The whiteness of your teeth is even greater than milk. Why? Because when you smile at someone and show somebody the whiteness of your teeth, you give them encouragement, you give them confidence, you give them strength. And that's more important even than giving them white milk. Why did he bless Judah with this blessing? Because Judah was going to be the leader of the brothers, the leader of the tribes of Israel, the kings, the royalty of Israel. And what Jacob was saying is that a leader's job is to empower, to strengthen, to show others what they contain within themselves, their abilities to achieve their full potential, to show them their inner greatness. And indeed, someone once said, a smile is a little curve that can straighten out a lot of problems. And therefore, the message that Jacob sends to both Joseph and to Judah is that always remember to believe in yourself and your capabilities, and never underestimate your own strength and capabilities. It's a story told about two kids who were once ice skating on the lake in their town that had frozen over. And so they would go on the lake and skate. And these two 10-year-old boys were skating, and tragically, the ice broke, and one of the kids fell into the ice water beneath the ice. His friend panicked. "How am I going to save my son, my brother, my friend?" And so he looked around and he saw a tree nearby. He skated over to the tree, ripped off a strong branch, went back to the spot where his friend fell in, and started to break the ice all around until he jumped in and pulled his friend out. When the paramedics came, they were so happy to see that this boy was alive and he was saved. And one of the young paramedics said, "I don't know, young man, how you did this. How did you have the strength to pull off a strong branch and then break the ice around your friend where he fell in and rescue him? That's incredible." And one of the older paramedics turned to the younger one and said, "I know how he did it. The reason why he was able to do it was because there was nobody around to tell him that he can't." So often people discourage others from doing things that they believe they can do, and downplaying it and say, "You can never do that," and dissuade them from achieving their potential. What Jacob says is, "I'm going to empower my son Joseph to know that he can do it, and I'm going to instruct my son Judah to always remember that the whiteness of your teeth, the smile, the confidence you instill in others is even more important than the whiteness of the milk. Always be a force and an influence and a power for good, for encouragement. Never be a naysayer." Have a wonderful day.